Hey everyone, Zach here again with another Voltron Legendary Defender vlog. Now on the 7th episode of the first season, Return to the Balmera. After, of course, getting back on track, after the situation with Rollo, the team arrives at the Balmera. Trent works to come up with a plan to defeat the Galra forces without harming the creature itself. Basically working to take out the mining installations, the space fleet, the sentries on the ground. Things are nicely split up. Pidge deploys sort of like life sign scanners in order to help them navigate their way through the tunnels and discern friend from foe. Lance and Keith work together as a duo. Their rivalry is still pretty evident, but they're learning to work with each other basically as signaling each other, figuring out sneak attacks to subdue the sentries from behind to lock away their fighter craft, again to cause as little damage to the Balmera itself as possible. Shiro gets to work destroying the main power generator. Lance sort of working on damage control up above, and then down below working to find the Balmerans and help get them to the surface. Some more unique abilities revealed with the Lions, appropriately with Lance and Keith's development. Their Lions reveal their elemental-based energy beams. Of course, all the Lions have basic, lasers out of their mouth, for lack of a better term. But at least with these two, appropriately with the elements they represent, Lance's blue lion has an ice beam, Keith's red lion has sort of a magma, lava beam. I'm not sure if any of the others will have something like that. I think the toys mention it, but it's been a while since I've looked into that detail. Although Shiro's Black Lion gets a jaw blade, essentially a large energy boomerang held in its mouth with the width a little bit wider than the shoulders, enough to cut through Galra machinery as it flies past. That was an interesting feature that debuted. That does make me curious if there's going to be sort of an elemental beam for Black. Since it represents sky, I would just off the top of my head, I would guess either lightning or super pressurized air. I can understand earth and forest, yellow and green. But I'm not sure about sky. I'll have to wait and see. Got some nice little development with the Balmerans. The sort of main guy leading the family unit, Rax, he's been conflicted about the Paladins' visit there. Originally thought they sort of just aggravated the conflict further with the Galra. But with the vulnerability of her sister Shay and the effort that the Paladins are now putting in the attempt to liberate the Balmera, that sort of galvanizes him into action, start to be a little more proactive, and help however they can, which is good. They need all the alliances they can get. A little more use of their speeders, which is nice. Obviously more portable vehicles to navigate the tunnels with. Some more spacecraft capabilities for the castle with its particle shield, and has a main cannon from the central spire. Once again, on the Galra side of things, there seems to be a little bit of tension. One of the generals, pro-Rock, seems to be a little opportunistic outside of the main sort of imperial military status quo that Zarkon has set, sort of going under the Emperor's orders and trying to formulate plans on his own. And it's a mixed result, but I'm guessing for the time being, Zarkon's not holding too much of a grudge for that kind of insubordination. Because once the space fleet is dealt with, even a battle cruiser that arrives, once the sentries are taken out, mining installations are disabled, the next row beast arrives. And that marks the end of the episode. I kind of like the spacing out of these, binge watching or not, because as enjoyable some of the other shows might have been for the formula they probably overall stuck to, I kind of like that it isn't row beast after row beast after row beast. That's a journey into space and dealing with some stupid stuff there about sort of taking several paths in order to help other people without necessarily the help of the lions at times. Breaks things up pretty nicely. It can keep the viewer on their toes a bit. Also, a quick mention for the sound design, I suppose. It seems pretty simple, but it's adapted nicely. That the sounds of the Balmera itself seem to have been taken from whales. And I think that's a nice parallel, basically, for this science fiction context. Basically another lumbering beast deserving of care as it floats amongst a great expanse. I guess something like a space whale. It seems about it. Not a whole lot of standout things that I can think of. If anything else comes to mind, I guess I'll mention in the next one, or maybe in the description. So until then, see you in episode 8.